Let me check the microphone, cause we gonna stream all night long. Yeah, let's hit it. Indian man. When they practice racism, we practice racism. We got a great system. When they practice racism, we practice racism. We got a great system. Be like that now. When they practice racism, we practice racism. We got a great system. Yeah. Shit you gotta tell your son when he's 6. He don't even know psyops getting done for the mix. See, I love the boy and I put the whole damn world in his hands. And his cowboys over there got real hate for the man. And I ain't need nothing to hate on. 24, we can't get along. Old ass baby grandparents think they ain't. Can we all just get along? Share space like the state name. Boy gon' die one day. Accepted that when I was 18. Oh, I gotta be that now. Why you gotta be that wild? Tripping off on a moon day. You know that's gonna come back around. You know I love you straight to hell, right? I'ma say what I felt like. You know the whole music industry ain't shit unless it's kills, right? You niggas need a whole sweat lodge. They acting like I went and met God. Said something real simple. Wanna violate the tempo. Say that shit for the hoes, man. Why you two with the bros, man? What about the whole family? Let me show you what it can be. Native land. When they practice racism, we practice racism. We got a great system. When they practice racism, we practice racism. We got a great system. Be like that now. When they practice racism, we practice racism. We got a great system. Yeah. See my daughter hate, to keep it real, I can't be sort of fake. And if I use my time to make up my mind, what can I make? I gotta get them tools. You know that shit wasn't really real in school. And all the time we get back some crumbs. That shit is ruled by a couple people covering their tracks. You know, run that shit back. Make sure you pay what you owe and we'll seal the deal. Exposing all the insecurities that you ain't sit back and heal. Blocking me, well you know this track is worth a fucking $1 million. I ain't paying. Give me my guala, nigga. Think you a scholar, nigga. Uchi Walla, nigga. And we grown adults. I ain't playing around with no Tyler, nigga. Let's make the earth quake. No, I ain't Tyler, nigga. And you will have grace. Long as you solid, nigga. And we'll flame your ass. But consider yourself initiated. You are now stepped in the zone of the motherfucking greatest. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we practice racism. We practice racism. We practice racism. And they practice racism. We practice racism. We practice racism. And they practice racism. We practice racism. We practice racism. And they practice racism. We practice racism. We practice racism. Time out is Calcito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius yet again. And, you know, we had to start off with Gracism, you know, for the song, because everything ain't shits and roses. Unfortunately, we still have old dead thoughts, old mentalities that still kind of in rulership in the world and stuff like that and stuff. So, you know, it's like erecting the dead zombie land going on right now. Erecting the dead zombie land. You know, you got the Native Americans coming back. You feel me? You got the white man and Trump and them and the colonizers coming back. You know what I'm saying? So we like in some weird situation right now where it's these past energies that's coming back that's motivating us to be negative. And for the most part, those issues are dealing with, like, you know, matters of the home and matters of, you know, what we call home and stuff like that. And all of us want to be comfortable. So even like what I teach people in my astrology, you know, even when we get to cancer, it ain't really about the home. Like like if you don't have no family members, the only representation of home is something like, something that make you feel familiar or something that make you feel comfortable. So you can have fucking adopters as with their foster parents and shit like that. And they can be the coolest ever. And that they'll get cooler than your family and you'll still feel comfortable because they allow you still to kind of express more of your authentic self than negative foster parents. So it ain't really about actual, you know, claiming something that's physical. You know what I'm saying? It's more about energy. And then once you into the energy, a lot of times, whatever, it'll come with that, the development and stuff like that. But, I want everybody to know, like right now, we got some whole weird stuff going on where, everyone is kind of being motivated to be negative. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of being motivated to be negative. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and we're gonna break this down on a deeper aspect. If you in America, and if you have anything attached to you as that displays some type of background where it's connected to Native Americans. So, it can be black people, it can be anything if you like. So everything is kind of being demonized or shadow banned via the government. And how they do it is utilize the field the museums, because the museums are representative of they originally represented the school of thought or the philosophy of thought of the society and what is the future and what they kind of capitalized off of, and they show you that as their history. You know what I'm saying? And they show you the future in the past. That's how they control the past, and they kind of show you what society is, and the strides that they feel they made. But originally it was just a school of thought, so it wasn't like, even dinosaurs, like that's just Native Americans. Like that's just a play on Native Americans, like they're Native Americans. The Field Museum was built off of the Field Museum in Chicago was built off of Native Americans. That they were the first, um, some of the first art displayed there to represent this new society when they did the Chicago fire, burning down the shit over here and built the new city like they finna do in LA. Um, so you know what I'm saying? So right now it's just based upon them not needing y'all no more and shit like that. It's more so in a situation where they're trying to block y'all. And when you're limited and stuff like that, you know, just like you, if you were on a museum, you will be limited to a certain area. You will be limited, or a zoo. It's the same thing, same concept. You're limited to, so that's why even if you in hospitality and shit like that, you can't even get none of these jobs or whatever and shit like that. Just coming in trying to get your application and show your skill without going through the system. If you got anything tied to being like an immigrant or something like that, or not from like the European type of descent, and you ain't went through the 1-2 steps, it's on a lower percentage level you would get in that way. Usually your jobs will be in service and shit like that. So you would be working McDonald's or like a service job or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then they got different laws too now, like LGBTQ and all of that shit too. But they gonna put your ass in service, depending on like if you got your social security, read your background and shit like that, whatever. So you're giving service to what? The people that's coming over here and actually getting the money, the colonizers and stuff like that. And it's not to be just not to create no race wars or no race bait. I'm just calling it how it is. So you can look outside and see this, and that's what we always do. You know what I'm saying? We look at the real things in life. You know what I'm saying? Those real things in life will show us. But for the most part, the government, that's how they set it up. And the museums are the representation of culture and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on and what whatever. So they got this little thing going on where now, back is really, what I'm saying, attack on, me and shit. But it's an attack on everybody that's in society that has any type of Native American sentiment. And remember, I've been teaching y'all that all of you basically got that, because that is the land of the free, the way we operate, which is they tried to create out of socialism, and which it ain't really that no more. You know what I'm saying? It's some completely, it wasn't that at first. Their version of socialism is what they tried to capitalize off the government as the Democratic Party today. You know what I'm saying? So the ability to vote and stuff like that, where it's, not in the same sense of like more conservative rules and shit like that. So you these is the things that you gotta understand, where when you know where you live at and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know these things and how they run government as well. But for the most part, yeah, so they got the museums right now as a ritual. Like I said, for the most part, you can be as a servant, you nothing more than like a animal at a zoo or something like that. You know what I'm saying? People coming through to see you and whatever, you get paid minimum wage and shit like that. Tell me how, it ain't a museum right now and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? People just getting paid. Like it's like a different way. You gotta like size it all up and what I'm saying, understand these certain things and shit like that, because it get real weird and real tricky, when you're dealing with interpreting these things. But you are motivated to be negative at the moment, because they're shadow banning. So like I said, you already marginalized. So anytime they marginalize you to a certain areas of whatever, this is them using the Saturn energy or the limited energy, and this is their version of building you up. So they do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? We're dropping things off in the hood, like guns and shit. Shout out to FYBJ, man, when he talked about they were dropping off guns in the hood and shit like that. They be doing that shit for real. Little crazy, like turn you up. But they'll limit you to that area where you can't actually just go to them and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I would like to equally be a part of this situation and stuff like that. And we can negotiate it like that. And, something can happen from that way. Instead, they don't do that. They don't allow that. They'll limit you, but they'll give you something else to get rich off of, or something like that, or something else to get adrenaline high or drugs off of, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You utilize them drugs, you feel me? And then they'll lock you up and shit like that. But yet they're the only ones that have access to even having these drugs. Nobody else have these fucking drugs. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta be careful when you're dealing with these people, because you know what I'm saying, it's just sometimes it just get tricky. So if you is doing getting your 1-2 together, you know what I'm saying, you make sure you do it neatly, and you make sure you do it where it ain't finna motherfucking put you under for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, y'all know how to think about that. If you don't know how to think about that, you shouldn't even be thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about that and how that go. You know what I'm saying? But if you know about that life, then you know what I'm saying, it's for you to understand that, look, that might be the situation that your ass getting put in or something like that. So that is just one of the things. But yeah, so it's like, for the most part, like they're marginalizing, people with the Native American sentiment, or people that is, you know what I'm saying, um, you know, yeah, just in that algorithm, they're marginalizing y'all. And we just gonna get into the story right here, because this is important shit, and you can see how you get marginalized and what they think about it. So you like I said, if you restrict somebody to a certain area, you feel me, or just limit them and stuff like that. That ain't right. That don't get them actual no fair chance. You know, it don't. And then you always got to think who gave y'all authority to feel like y'all know the best way to raise somebody or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Bro wouldn't even have the little Tech 19 or whatever gun. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't drop it off and shit, he might would have knocked over his head with his fist. But y'all giving niggas switches and shit like that, getting motherfuckers, getting motherfuckers up out of here. That's what I see. That's what the fuck I see. That shit ain't right. That shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
It's 9:15. How am I already underwater?
Y'all not even allowing. Y'all not even allowing people to breathe for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's that foot up on the neck. Well, I can't breathe ritual that they've been trying to do for everybody. But yeah, but everybody, like I said, if you do anything with music, if your ass jiggle a little bit too hard, if you got braids, if you got anything with Native American, if you smoke, if you got anything with that sentiment, not on America, on a global federal level, your ass is being withheld. So your ass is being marginalized. So now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with that, y'all. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with that space, because that's what they own. They marginalize us and shit like that. So we got to figure out what's going on. All right. Hold on. Let me show you. Broski. We're going to do it like that. We're going to do it straight like that. Hold on. Yeah.
I'm in an actual.
Fuck you. All right.
Hello and welcome back.
All right. Look at this shit. So look, this was 2024. And I want to say 2024. This was right before, a little bit before. When did I drop? I dropped a music album called Cito, and it was a community based initiative to gain money and for me to keep busting out content, putting out content, making shit, making music, shooting videos and shit like that, and whatever. So you out. Hold on, give me a second.
Charger.
Yeah, here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, to another Historical Humans Reacts, and in today's episode takes place in our own front yard. Chicago's Field Museum alters their Native American displays in response to new regulations. And what exactly does this mean? Well, the Chicago's Field Museum has an entire hall dedicated to Native Americans and indigenous settlers of North America. And due to a change in the enforcement of federal regulations, museums now have to gain consent before they showcase objects that tie to ancestral heritage and funerary, so burial objects. So burial objects that tie to ancestral heritage that tie to change in the enforcement of federal regulations, museums now have to gain consent before they showcase objects that tie to ancestral heritage and funerary, so burial objects. Yeah. And what this is a long-standing point in the battle of basically tribes versus institutions, a battle that has been waged for over 30 years now.
Drinking warm water.
Or for Native